I'd like to introduce you to the miracle of Chinese bamboo. It all begins with a seed and with the vision of someone willing to wait. A Chinese farmer, usually struggling to survive and provide for his family, plants the seed and sets his hope and vision on all it will provide when it towers 90 feet above his head. With a heart toward the future, he digs hole after hole, plants the seeds, then begins their care. Day after day, he carries water to the spots he has marked. And because it's human nature to want to see results, he carefully inspects the spots every day. Nothing. Knowing he has to feed his family, he plants other crops, carefully sown around the spots that contain the real hope for his future. He continues to water them every day, feeding them carefully and watching. Nothing. The other crops sprout within weeks, providing nourishment for his family within months, but provide nothing for the future. These crops will not make his dreams come true. They will simply provide for the present. The Chinese bamboo seeds contain all his hopes, his dreams. A whole year goes by. Nothing. He continues to haul water. He stares endlessly at the spots but sees nothing but barren ground. His hopes, his dreams seem so very far away. There is no evidence of life. Has the seed rotted? Has it died before it ever had a chance to grow? Another year goes by. Nothing. His neighbors, those who don't know and believe in the miracle of the Chinese bamboo, laugh at him. They mock his vision for the future. They look on with scorn as he hauls buckets of water to the spots. He begins to question himself. Will it ever grow? Is he pouring water and his life's energy into something that will reap no reward for him? Another year goes by. Nothing. 3 years of pouring water, energy, and hope into the Chinese bamboo. Nothing to show for it. Yet he's heard of the miracle of the Chinese bamboo. He's heard of the huge rewards that come to those who believe. One day he stands over the spots and he cries his frustration and fears. The spots reveal nothing, the barren ground seeming to mock him, yet the wind whispers hope to him. He sighs and hauls yet more buckets of water. Another year goes by. Nothing. 4 years. 4 years of hoping, wishing, and diligently tending his dream. Surely the miracle will happen now. His neighbors have quit laughing. They no longer even care, yet they talk quietly among themselves of the farmer who isn't quite right. At this point, the farmer isn't even sure. Yet he's fallen into a habit, so he continues to water the spots. He continues to feed them. It's simply what he does now, with no knowledge of reward, just the simple, now unspoken hope that life resides beneath the spots he so carefully tends. Another year passes. Nothing. 5 years. The farmer is tired of hauling buckets, tired of growing and tending so many other crops to feed his struggling family, tired of trying to keep his dream alive, tired of seeing no results day after day. He stares hopelessly at the spots. There cannot possibly be life after so many years. He must have watered them wrong. He must not have fed them correctly. If only he had done things differently, there would be growth. Despair rocks his soul. 5 years he has poured into his dream, into his hope for a better future. His dream mocks him. The vision of a better life for his family melts away under harsh reality. Tears fill his eyes as he grabs for the last hope residing in his soul and slowly lifts the bucket to pour water onto his dream. After 5 years, he realizes it would be folly to give up. Then comes the morning when the whole village is jolted awake by the cries of joy from the farmer. They watch startled from their windows as he runs down the dusty road calling for his family to come see. As his family races back up the road after him, the rest of the village pours from their houses to see what has this crazy farmer so excited. They find the family clustered around the spots, talking excitedly. From the edge of the road, they can see green sprouts thrusting out from the barren ground. They seem to be growing before their very eyes. The farmer is dancing. "The miracle has happened," he cries. "The miracle has come." The spots become the place for everyone in the village to come, watching in amazement as the bamboo grows and grows and grows. 5 feet, 10 feet, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. In just 6 weeks, the bamboo has grown 90 feet tall. 5 years of nothing, and now this. 90 feet in 6 weeks. It is truly a miracle. The farmer stands to the side. He is aware all his dreams have come true. The harvest of the bamboo will provide all he dreamed of for his family. The bamboo that will replace what is harvested, springing forth from the deep roots forming during the last 5 years, will provide for generations to come. He also realizes the lessons he has learned are far more valuable. He learned to plant a dream. He learned to do the daily things that would make it a reality. He learned to ignore those who said it couldn't happen. He learned to push past his own fear and doubt and keep taking action. He learned to have faith when there was no reason to have faith. Now he smiles every time he walks through the village. Everyone is hauling buckets of water to their own spots. Gazing over at his towering 90 feet tall bamboo, they know what can happen because of him. Because of his willingness to blaze the trail and make his dream come true. What about you? What are you willing to do to make your dreams come true? How long are you willing to work? How long are you willing to take action? How long are you willing to push past your fear and doubt? How much faith and belief are you willing to have? I hope your answer is one that will help you achieve all you dream of in life. As you continue to dream, do so knowing that someone believes in you enough to send you this movie. Someone believes in you enough to make sure you understand the miracle of Chinese bamboo, because they believe you can create miracles in your life.
All right, so we're going to be looking at the Chinese bamboo, the miracle of the Chinese bamboo. Like I asked already, I want to believe that we were able to get 1 or 2 lessons out of it. So I'm just going to give a brief summary based on what we have already listened to. Now, the Chinese bamboo talked about a farmer. And this farmer planted a seed with hope for a bright future. And so I'm going to be relating the Chinese bamboo, that's the miracle of the Chinese bamboo, to our business. So I'm going to be making some comparison as we go forward. And so the farmer planted a seed with the hope for a bright future. Most of us that joined this business, what we actually did was we planted a seed And that seed, we are hoping that it's going to do what? It's going to germinate. And then we'll have a harvest, a fruitful harvest at the end of the day. And we're sowing that seed because of the kind of future we desire for ourselves. That is the reason why we actually made that sacrifice. And so the farmer didn't just plant the seed. The farmer ensured that he went daily to water the spots where the seed was planted. And so in the same way, it is also expected that as we have started this business, we don't just wish and hope that things will fall in line without being deliberate about it, without being intentional. So we need to know that everything worthwhile takes time, and it also takes a process. And we must be willing to go through the process, even if it means us going through the daily activities required for us to do or to create that success we need, just like the farmer did. So the farmer ensured that he went to the spots daily and he watered the spots. And so we also in this business do our income producing activities every blessed day. That is also a form of watering the seed that we have planted. Now, but you see, as the farmer watered the seed, as he watered that spot every day, he was looking out to see traces of growth. He was looking out to see traces of the seed sprouting from the ground, because it is human nature to want to see results. And so the farmer was checking the spots. So in similar fashion, when we join this business, the first 1 week, the first 2 weeks, the first 1 month, we want to see the results. That is human nature. And most often, the results don't come as fast as we want it. And for some persons, they feel, their effort is not being productive enough. Some of them feel, oh, that's, in fact, this is not what they promised. They lose hope and they quit the business. It is human nature. But then we need to understand that most often, when you have a dream in sight, you need to be willing to be patient. You need to be willing to put in the work, even when it doesn't seem to matter. And so this farmer kept on watering. And every day he goes there to check the spots, he sees nothing. After 1 whole year, nothing to show for it. Nothing, I mean nothing at all to show for it. All his hard work, nothing to show for it. And so, because he knew that he has a family that he needs to take care of, even while he watered the plants, he watered the seed, he watered the crop, because he was doing this for the kind of future he wanted to provide his family, the kind of lifestyle, the kind of dream life. Even though he had that in sight, he knew that at the interim, his family needed to eat, his family needed to clothe, his family needed shelter. There are basic things that he needed to provide for his family. And so what did he do to ensure that he doesn't quit on his dreams, and at the same time, he doesn't lose his family? He decided to plant other crops that provided for his present needs, meaning his current needs. So he decided that, look, let me plant other small crops so that this can be providing for the daily needs of my family while I keep on watering and doing what, and ensuring that I put in the daily activities to build the kind of life, the dream life that I want for myself and the kind of life I want to provide for my family. So he never lost sight of his dreams, of his vision. He kept on watering the plants. And so people started laughing at him because people felt he was wasting his time. People felt he was just daydreaming. People started telling him stories of people who had tried and failed. Even though the farmer also have heard about stories of few people who planted the bamboo tree and succeeded. He have heard those stories, but he knew that majority also had quit along the line. They quit on their dreams for no concrete reasons. Okay. And so people came to him with those negative testimonies of people who had failed in their efforts to do what? To build their dreams through the miracle of the Chinese bamboo. So they kept telling him those stories. They kept laughing at him. They kept calling him all sorts of names. Still, the farmer persisted. After 4 years of watering, nothing to show for it. Now, at this point, as a human being, if you quit, in fact, the truth is nobody would even, question you and say, why did you quit? Because it's glaring. How will I be sowing and planting and after 4 years, nothing to show for it, and I'm still doing what? And I'm still, watering and all that. That is the layman's perspective. You look at it from that point, you feel, oh, if the farmer decides to quit now, nobody is going to blame him for quitting because he has tried. True or false? Obviously, he has done so well. He has been patient for 4 years. But guess what? He decided that, look, this is not the time to quit. I have put in so much of my time, of my effort, of my resources into building this, into trying to ensure that this works out for me and my family. I've toiled day and night. I've had sleepless nights, right? I've put in enough. And so I can't quit at this point. No matter how people talk and how people laugh and how people or whatever people say about me. And you know what? As he kept on planting, as he kept on watching, I mean to say, at the point, those who were laughing at him stopped laughing. Why? Because they knew that whether they laughed or not, the farmer was committed to doing what he was doing. He was committed to ensuring that he watered those crops well enough to ensure that he achieved his result at the end of the day. Even though he wasn't seeing those immediate results. He wasn't seeing any trace of growth at the time, but he kept on watering. He remained persistent. He remained committed. After 5 years, still nothing to show for it. As a human being, he got tired, right? He began to have, doubts. Are you sure this bamboo will deliver on this miracle? He has heard the story. He has heard people talk about the miracle of the Chinese bamboo tree. He has read about it. He has heard certain testimonies. And he has also decided to key in so that he could also witness the same thing. And he has persisted for 5 good years and still nothing to show for it, right? He got tired at this point. But like I said, he knew that it made no sense to quit at this point. He realized that it was going to be foolish for him to quit now after 5 years of toiling. And so guess what? He kept on going back to the spot, right? He kept on going back to it. But even though it took him, the grace of God, the push that the motivation, he kept on trying to motivate himself, kept on showing up for cell meetings. He kept on showing up for Millionaire School. He kept on doing those daily activities. He kept on pushing himself. He kept on prospecting. He kept on inviting. He kept on presenting. He kept on following up. He kept on doing what? He kept on closing down. He kept on doing those activities. And guess what? Suddenly, the bamboo started growing. The bamboo started growing after 5 solid years of waiting, of nothing to show for it. Suddenly. And you see, that is what would happen to some of us in this business. You might feel you've been toiling and nothing, is happening for you right now. You might feel you're putting in so much. In fact, you've invested your resources, you've invested your time, but it seems as if nothing is happening. It seems as if your business is not catching up or flowing the way it should. You feel as if you are still stagnant, right? Let me announce to you that you might just be experiencing what this farmer experienced. You might just be experiencing the miracle of the Chinese bamboo tree. Because guess what? Those 5 years that nothing was showing above the surface of the ground, guess what? A lot was happening to that Chinese bamboo. A lot was happening. But guess where it was happening? It was happening beneath the ground. The roots were forming. The roots were forming, right? Because you see, for you to be able to build a very, tall building, for you to build a skyscraper, you must ensure that the foundations are solid. And so when the farmer was watering the crop and he wasn't seeing any sign of growth, there was a lot of growth happening beneath the ground. And in the same way in this business, at that period where it seems that you're putting in all the work, all the efforts, all your resources, and you're not seeing the immediate result, guess what is happening? There is still growth happening somewhere. Now, where is that growth happening? That growth is happening within you. The growth is happening in your mind. You are building capacity, you are building character. And that is what is going to propel you when the time is right. Because in this business, you must develop that leadership capability to be able to move people who obviously will connect into your business from where they are to where they ought to be. People must ordinarily look at you and know, oh, this guy is knowledgeable enough to be able to move me from where I am to a better place. And by the time you become so valuable, people are naturally attracted to you. And that is what happened to this farmer. And so the period where he was toiling, the roots were actually forming. And it formed in such a way that in a period of 6 months, or rather in 90, that's 6 weeks, I mean to say, in 6 weeks, that Chinese bamboo tree that never showed any sign of growth for 5 good years grew 90 feet tall. You can imagine, just in a space of 6 weeks, the Chinese bamboo tree grew 90 feet tall. So what was the 5 years experience of this farmer? Likened to our business, the farmer planted a dream, and we have all planted a dream. We've sown that seed already in this business. Whether you signed up with the One Profit Center or the 15 accounts or the 31 accounts, all we have planted is a seed. Now, the farmer learned to do the daily things to make it become a reality. So he put in the daily effort required to ensure that his dreams become a reality. And so in this business, we are also urged and advised to do those daily activities, right? And what are those activities? Prospect, invite, present, follow up, close down, get your distributor started right, promote events. So do those daily activities, right, in the right proportion. The farmer learned to ignore those who said it couldn't happen. So he ignored the naysayers, the dream stealers, people who told him that, look, forget about these dreams of yours. People have tried and failed. So what makes you think that you will try and succeed? Okay? People laughed at him, called him, the bamboo farmer, just made fun of him. The whole town, the whole village laughed at him, mocked him. All right? And so in your business, you would also have people tell you negative things about what you do. They tell you, oh, you've joined them. Those people that go and that their job is to bring one, bring two. Look at their shoes. You know, in fact, have you taken out time to look at their shoes? Eh? They keep walking from pillar to post, nothing to show for it. And you've gone to join them. They tell you all kinds of stories. Beware of the naysayers. And so the farmer learned to ignore those who said he couldn't achieve his dreams. Now he learned to keep taking action in spite of his fears. He decided that irrespective of the fact that I might be facing some challenges right now, I just need to keep taking actions. And so he learned to keep taking action in spite of his fears and his doubts. He learned to have faith even when there was no reason to. And so we must also learn to have faith in our business, have faith in our leaders, have faith in the company, have faith in our products, have faith in our system. Even when people tell you things, right? Even when people try to discourage you, even when you feel down, even when you have fears and you have doubts, you need to have faith. And that is the reason why we take our time to hold these trainings, to help build that capacity that we should have, to help build our character, right? Because they say iron sharpeneth iron. They also say that the word of God cometh by doing what? Faith cometh by what? By hearing the word of God. And so if you must also have faith in this business, you need to keep hearing this sermon every day. You need to keep getting this inspiration every blessed day. That is the reason for our daily cell meetings, so that you can go and you get motivated, you get inspired, you can take action when you should to enable you achieve, your goals. So the farmer learned to have faith even when there was no reason to. And so because he had faith and he persisted, now over time, the result began to show, right? Now, all his effort for 5 years, in a period of 6 weeks, he got rewarded even far more than he expected. And that is exactly what this business does for you and me. And so you might work, get paid, right? And the next stage, you work, you get paid. And then you get to a point where you work, you get paid. And then you get to a point where you work, you get paid. And then you get to a point where you work, you get paid. You keep getting paid until the point where you don't even work and you keep getting paid. And at that point, you've gotten to where we call residual income, an income that keeps coming even when you choose not to do anything again. And that is what this business can do for you and I. Okay? And that is exactly what we call the miracle of the Chinese bamboo tree. Now, what about you? What are you willing to do to make your dreams become a reality? How long are you willing to take action even if it doesn't seem to matter? How long are you willing to push past your fears and doubts? Now, these questions are directed at each and every one of us. And remember, in this business, as much as we are working together as a team, it is also a personal race to financial freedom. So we must each answer these very salient questions. You must tell yourself the truth. How long are you willing to push past your fears and doubts? Okay? Some of us have doubts in ourselves. We don't even believe that we are worth those millions of nairas that we hear. Some of us don't even believe that we have the capacity to run this business. So you must first of all believe in yourself before you can even believe in the business you've seen and you've even decided to be a part of. Believe in yourself is very critical to your success. Okay? How long are you willing to take action, even if it doesn't seem to matter? So how long are you willing to be committed into building the kind of life you want through this vehicle called network marketing? How long are you willing to be patient to build? What are you willing to do to make your dream come true? I want to believe that we're going to take our time to answer these questions, even as I bring the training to an end. I appreciate you all for listening. God bless you all. I want to believe that you've gotten value this evening. And if you've gotten value, go to the chat handle and type value. Go to the chat handle and type value. Go to the chat handle and type value.